All right, welcome to lesson 9 where we talk about comparing integers and other rational numbers. All right, so we're going to get started right away. Locate example 1 on your paper. Example 1 tells you to interpret number line models to compare numbers. What does it mean to compare something?
To see how they are the same.
To see how they're the same, okay? So we're going to plot. Step 1 tells us to, example 1 says plot the opposites of the integers listed below. What are integers?
Whole numbers.
Whole numbers and their opposites. So we have two numbers that are already listed on our number line. We have -10 and a +5. So we need to find the opposite of -10. The opposite of -10 would be a what?
+10.
+10. So I'm going to go and put a dot on my +10. Alright, and then I also need to put a dot on what number?
-5.
-5, because that's the opposite of a
+5.
+5. So you should end up with 4 dots in total. 2 dots were already there, and then you should have grabbed 2 more to represent the opposite of -10 and then the opposite of +5. Okay? And that's all they want. That just got you warmed up for the lesson. So if I compare -10 and +10, what can you tell me about those two numbers?
They're the same number. They're both integers, but they're the same numbers.
How are they the same? Are they the same amount of distance away from
Yeah.
0? Yeah. So they're the same because they're the same amount of units away from 0. So if I wanted to get to -10, it would take me 10 units to get there. If I wanted to get to +10, it would take me 10 units to get to +10. So that's how they are the same, okay? Alright, so let's go down to exercise 1. Locate exercise 1 in your paper. Exercise 1 tells you to create a real-world situation that relates to the point shown in the number line model. Be sure to describe the relationship between the values of the 2 points and how it relates to their order on the number line. So they give you a, what type of number line is this?
Vertical.
They give you a vertical number line, right? And I'm going to do my best. Alright, then they give you a box that says workspace. Here's where you're going to write that real world situation. Now remember, this situation has to deal with the points that are represented on this number line, okay? So we have a point at 0, and we also have a point at what?
1.
-1. Alright, so in my workspace box, I'm going to make up a story, a real world story, that represents these 2 points. Now, what 2 points do I have to represent?
The 0 and -1.
Alright, so I'm going to start off with Miss Chipman was house hunting. Or I can say was searching for a house. And I left out the word searching. Alright, was searching for a house. Alright? Period. That's the sentence. That's my first sentence. Tell something that you were doing. Miss Chipman was searching for a house. Okay? Now, when she walked in the house, one house, so here's my next sentence. When she walked in the house, she was on ground what?
Towel.
0. Because that means I didn't go up or I didn't go what?
Down.
Down. I was just on ground 0, right? Right at the middle level, just on solid ground. Didn't go up any, didn't elevate any, and I didn't go down, right? Alright, so that represents the point what?
0.
Represents the point 0 on the number line. Now, what do I have to represent next?
-1.
So something has to happen that's going to make me go where?
Down.
Down. Okay, so what could I possibly do in this house to show that I go down one?
You went downstairs?
I I went downstairs to the what? If I'm on ground zero, if I have to go down, that's underground, right? So I went down, and when you go underground in a house, that's called the basement. So I'm going to say, so Miss Chimney was searching for a house. When she walked in the house, she was on ground zero. She then continued to walk down one flight of stairs to the basement. Does that represent -1?
Yes.
Because I went down how many flights of stairs?
1.
One flight of stairs, and now I'm in the what?
Basement.
In the basement. So, if we reread this, Miss Chipman was searching for a house. Tell what you were doing, something that you're doing. When she walked in the house, she was on ground zero. Tell your location, okay, of the point that you're trying to describe. Then she continued to walk down. Down lets me know I need to be going to my negative numbers, right? All right, down one flight of stairs to the basement. That's it. You have how many sentences? 1, 2. I have 3 sentences, and I did everything that the directions asked me to do. Then you can move on, okay? Do I care what you're talking about? No, but keep it PG, okay? All right, turn the page. On number 2, make sure you read the directions. Let's start with the directions. The directions say, for each problem, determine if you agree or disagree with the representation. Then defend your stance by citing specific details from your writing. So I know you hear this all the time in English, ELA class. They tell you to cite your what?
Evidence.
Evidence. So they want you to pull out some evidence from this text. And I know you have been drilled on this over and over to support whether you agree with this person or whether you disagree. So on this one, I'm just going to ask you if you agree or disagree. Then you have to find evidence from the text to support whether you agree or disagree. Okay? So that means I'm looking for details. I'm looking for specific things that they said in this scenario that's going to prove whether you're right, whether you agree, or whether you disagree. So let's do number 2 together, and then number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to complete on your own. You're going to do the exact same way using evidence from this text to support your answer, okay? So let's read. Felicia needs to write a story problem that relates to the order in which the numbers -6 and 1/2. Here are the 2 numbers, -6 and 1/2, and -10 are represented on a number line. So she has to write a story about how these numbers are represented on what?
A number line.
On a number line, okay? So that would be my first thought to start writing a what?
Number line.
Start drawing a number line, okay? So since these are 2 negative numbers, I'm going to do a negative number line. Where 0 is here, and the rest of these numbers to the left will be what?
Negative numbers.
Negative numbers, okay? -3, -4, 5, -6,
6, 7, 8,
9,
10.
and then 10. Alright, so here's my negative number line. Alright, so we have to read Felicia's story to see if what she's saying in here we're going to agree with her or whether we're going to disagree. So here it goes. During a recent football game, our team lost yards on 2 consecutive downs. Is that part true so far?
Yeah.
How many downs are they talking about?
2.
2, because we have 2 numbers here. And she said that they lost. Does
So they
both
will
of
be
these numbers
negative.
show loss?
Yes, because they're negative.
Because they're both negative. So far, do we agree with her?
Yes.
I'm not going to agree with Felicia. All right, then she says, we lost 6.5 yards on the first down. We agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I'm going to show where 6.5 be. This is where Felicia says they are.
Because
So
they're in the middle.
Yep, in the middle. At 6.5 is the same as like 6.5, which is in the middle of 6 and 7. negative 6 and 7. All right, so it says we lost 6.5 yards on the first down. Then she says during the second down, our quarterback was sacked. All right, for somebody to be sacked, that means they're what? Taken back, right? I think that's what it means in football. It means you're taken down, and they were pushed back for an additional 10-yard loss. Does this show a 10-yard loss?
Yes.
So I need to have a dot where?
At the negative 10.
She said they were pushed back. First, on the first play, they were here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then on the second play, she says they were pushed back. What?
10.
An additional 10 yards, okay? All right. And then on the number line, I represented this situation by first locating negative 6 1/2, which is here. Then she said I located the point by moving 6 units to the left of 0. So here's 0. She said she moved 6.5 units to the left of 0. Here's what that looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 will be over here. Is that right so far?
Yes.
To the left? Did we go to the left?
Yes.
Yes. So far her story is what?
Correct.
Adding up. All right, then it says I graphed the second point by moving 10 units to the left of 0. So let's go from 0. Let's see if that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're at our second point. Is that right so far?
Yes.
All right. All right. So you have to tell whether you agree with that. Since we walked through the whole scenario on our number line and it makes sense, and we can support this with our number line and showing the curved arrow methods, what would you write about Felicia? Would you agree with her or disagree?
I will agree with her.
Because you modeled using the what?
Number line.
Number line. And you see that when you went to the left of 0 10 times, you ended up on
10.
negative 10. When you went to the left of 0, negative 6 1/2 times, you ended up on
6 1/2.
negative 6 1/2. And then you can tell also that she mentioned words that show loss, sacked. That lets us know that that represents a negative what?
Number.
Negative number. So this is what you have to prove in your writing when you respond to number 2, when you respond to number 3. Draw your number line diagrams and work through it. Okay, so you're going to do that for numbers 3 through 7. Turn to the problem set for me. Alright, so the problem set on number 1 says, write a story related to the points shown in each graph. Be sure to include a statement relating the numbers graphed on the number line to their order, okay? So make sure that just like in example 1 that we did together when we wrote our story, that you write a story relating to the points that you see. So in number 1, you have the point 0, and then you have a positive 4. So your story has to talk about something where you have 0 and 4. So here's an example. So when I woke up this morning, I didn't have any money. What integers does that represent?
0.
0. Okay, so already I told you about point 0. Then I came to work and my sister, Miss Booker, gave me $4. So what point does that represent?
4.
Positive what?
4.
Because she gave me some what?
Money.
She gave me some money and now I have how much money?
$4.
$4. Okay, so already I have in that short 2 sentences, I represented the point 0 and the point positive
4.
Positive 4. So that's all I want you to do in that workspace box. Do not use the example that I just gave you. Come up with your own example to represent those 2 points. And you're going to do the same thing for each one of these number lines in the workspace box. Okay? Work really hard on your check for understanding and your exit ticket for lesson 9.